Welcome back, Rainmakers, to the Crypto Rain channel. I am your host, Jay Murph, and today we're going to be talking some more about some of my favorite cryptos. Now, these are large cap crypto projects, and I have a little bit to talk about NFTs. I know I did a video touching NFTs, but there's some other thoughts that crossed my mind since then, so I want to bring those to you. But without further ado, why don't we get this party started. Now let's see how you like this new intro. I did notice my video editor, he made one big spelling error. See if you catch it. Join me, Rainmakers. Alright, why not have a little fun while we're doing some crypto here? Now, I don't know about you, but the reason I got into crypto, I liked the technology. I loved the potential for massive gains. Because I don't know about you, but as one of my viewers said, he'd like to have more sandal time in his life. And isn't that what crypto can bring to us? Now, many of you live in very good areas of the world where there is lots of sandal time, but you're looking to increase your wealth overall, and who can blame you, right? So now accumulating wealth is about being patient, and patience is one of the biggest aspects of it. Now, one of the aspects of patience still comes down to figure out what 95% of the people are doing and do the opposite. Now, right now, there's a lot of hype about NFTs, and I think there's still some gains to be made, but there's a lot of focus right there. So I'm going to share with you some thoughts on where some good NFT buys might still be, but it's a good time to be looking elsewhere while 95% are focusing on this. Now, do you remember just a short time ago, it's like 3 weeks ago, everyone was talking every single minute about Cardano and Polkadot, and now they're not. So that is why it is exactly the right time to be talking about Cardano and Polkadot. So if you look, Binance Smart Chain, essentially the BNB token, has passed up both of those, which means they're actually at a good time to buy. I mean, do we like to buy high and sell low, or do we like to buy low and sell high? So let's look real quick at Bitcoin dominance and see where it's going. Now, this is my drawing from a while ago. Now, I have been thinking that it might come back as Bitcoin runs up, and I still think it will, and it would complete this head and shoulders pattern, but it may just stay exactly what I have drawn here. And at some point, this is going to fall off the cliff, and this is when you're going to see even more massive runs on the altcoins, and like Cardano to $5 or $10. Or my best guess at the peak is that Cardano will hit close to 1 trillion market cap, and that is about a $30 Cardano. Now, will it stay there for long? No. Probably only for like minutes, and then it will retrace huge is my prediction. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. That's just my guess for myself, for my own investments. I'm definitely not your financial advisor, and none of this should be construed as financial advice. This is just my thoughts as an investor, making videos about what is guiding my own decisions, not guiding your decisions. Okay, so with that said, Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance, for those who are new, it's the dominance that Bitcoin's market cap has versus the rest of the altcoin market caps, and so it's been falling here. Now, if it runs up, it's because Bitcoin runs up and other things aren't. However, let's take a look at what's going on with Cardano, because Cardano does want to break out, and so does Polkadot. So Cardano has been trading on this line here, and it's right near the end of the pattern. Now, it's likely going to break to the upside of this pattern or to the downside, and it's not quite showing us yet, but we have been trading sideways now for a while, and my guess is Cardano wants to run. Although you'll know in a few days probably if Cardano's going to break out to the upside and break out to the downside. And so what you'll see is it will break out from here if it's going to go up, and it will usually come back and retest and then break higher, like we just showed on what Ecomi was doing. And that was a perfect example of what a breakout and retest looks like, and very time relevant because it was happening as I was doing the video. Alright, so DOT is showing us also exactly what a breakout looks like. So it was trading on this pattern and bam, broke out, but notice how it came back and it's retested this support, and then If it starts to then run higher, that's usually your confirmation that it'll continue to run higher. Does it always? No. Sometimes 10 or 20% of the time it will then come down and it'll be a fake out move down, but you got an 80% chance versus the 20% chance that it'll continue higher, and those are the odds that a lot of traders take every day of the week, knowing it doesn't always work out, but it often works out. Nothing always works out. So what you're looking for is what often works out. So two of our major cryptos, let's look at their market caps right here. So we've got Ethereum at a market cap of, that's the circulating supply, the market cap of $206 billion. Binance all the way up at $45 billion. Who would have thought a year ago? And then you've got Cardano was surpassed by Tether and Polkadot. That's okay because they will zoom right past it again. So where do I think these market caps will go? Well, my best guess for Cardano is close to 30x from here, or not quite 30x, because I think it'll be just under $1 trillion by the end of the bull run. Polkadot slightly behind them. All right, back to NFTs because they're so hot. I wanted to show you or talk about how to make the most gains in crypto. Now, we're in the middle of a bull run and there's a lot of action everywhere, and it makes it hard because there's so many things vying for your attention and how to make the good picks. So truthfully, when you're making good picks, you're making picks on things that seem like they have great potential and they're not hitting it yet. So a good example was about 8 months ago, I made some investments into Top Shots. And Top Shots, at the time, like, there were a bunch of LeBron James, and I missed getting in on them. And I think at the time you could buy these for like these ones $100. And now they're going for $35,000 is the lowest ask price. This one was going for about $58. I think this is just a common, so there was 1,000 of them. And now look at that, lowest ask price, $34,000. You can't even, I mean, yeah, you can use, like, how many X is that? Is that 500X? Anyway, it's just an amazing return on something like that. So I'm always thinking about what's next, what's going to hit next. And it gets a little bit boring. And when you want to buy, like during the bear market when the best buys were made, it was very boring to be in crypto, and it kept trading sideways. So boring is good when you're investing in good things. I mean, Cardano seemed very boring when it was 1.7 cents. But that's when the best buys are. So you take something that has good long-term potential and everyone's looking someplace else. At the time, everyone was chasing Chainlink because it had had massive, massive gains. And Chainlink has been an amazing provider, but they missed so much of those gains. And Cardano has what? So 1.7 cents, and it's not 10 or it's not 100x from there, but it's close to 100x from there. So what is it gone? It's about 60x from there. Or at the bottom of the market, Theta was trading at 7 cents, and now it's almost 100x from there. And at the time, it was boring, and it seemed like things would never happen. So when everybody's talking about something, there doesn't mean there can't be gains to be made. But would I be buying 35,000 for one of these? Well, I don't know. My guess is because they're Series 1, they will go up from here, and there's only 275 of them. And it is LeBron James, which, I mean, honestly, one of the two top athletes in basketball of all time, either him or Michael Jordan. I think about 60% of people say LeBron James, 40% say Michael Jordan. But whichever side you come down on that, one of the greatest of all time. And so this is a Series 1. In fact, many of these are Series 1s. And so that's why they've appreciated so well. So the question is, what else is early in the game, NFT-wise, that you can get in on? Well, I've talked about Ecomi and their app Vivi, that you can buy some of their collectibles. Now, OMI as a token will probably do well. Honestly, we've missed a good 15 to 30x if we didn't buy it like a month or two ago. And so I've been looking at their collectibles, and I tried to get in on the drops this morning, and it won't even let me. It still says the rare is available. Won't let me buy one for some reason. In fact, won't let me buy any right now. I think it's because it's got so much attention. It's totally overwhelmed their servers. The ultra rare somehow already sold out, though I never had a chance to get one. And they're on like it's like series 4 of the first season of the Batman Black and White. Now they will have some cars coming out, like General Motors concept cars and other things. These will be cars that are drivable through the app. I think those will do really well, so watch for those. So other things I'm looking for in the NFT space, I'm not chasing some of the stuff that's by some provider. In fact, a while before, I even made my own NFTs. Let's see, what is it on Rareable? So you can see these. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody run out and buy these. Let's see, these are my items. These are ones that I created. Oh, I've got to change. Those are some of the ones that I have. But essentially, I would have to change my wallet. So let me do that real quick. All right, so these are some that I created. Now, am I running out and chasing after ones content creators have created? No. I like to think these were really good. These were cutting edge at the time. However, Rarible never did verify my account. I applied twice, bless their hearts. Oh, we're taking forever to verify them. Just be patient. And they never did verify them. But I had commissioned artists to do a mock-up of this and then a video animator to create all of these. And these I did in partnership with Crypto Crow, which is great. And at the time, Ethereum was trading a lot less. So, I mean, right now, 1 Ethereum is a lot of money for this rare. But can you agree these are pretty freaking amazing cards? Now, am I suggesting people run out and buy these kind of cards? No, you're looking for NFTs, not at this price. Even my own. I think they're cool. And if for some reason I end up being like an amazing crypto YouTuber, though I'm new at creating YouTube videos. I'm still learning how to do it well and how to make it worth your while to tune in. I'm a crypto investor by nature for 4 years and a real estate investor for 20, so I've got some investment experience when it comes to investing for the long term, but I'm still figuring out the YouTube side of it. So yeah, these are cool. Are they worth this kind of money? I don't know. Only if my channel goes to like 10 million subscribers, then these will be worth a ton. So who knows if it'll get there. What I'm looking for is stuff like Pokemon or Star Wars, things like that when they come in, and anything first series. There's like the NBA Top Shot, anything first series is doing really well. But you notice even this common, okay, so this common has 15,000 of them, and it's Series 2. So $900 still is pretty well for Series 2, but the Series 1s always do the best, right? So this is a rare on Series 1 with him dunking it, and the lowest ask is 15,000. There's 750 of these. So it really depends on, you know, series make a big difference. This is a rare going for 18,000. This is a Series 1, and it depends on how cool the card is. So what you're looking for is rarity makes a big difference, but likability or desirability makes all the difference. So the reason this must be doing so well when there's 275 of them, going for 35,000 is the lowest ask price. In fact, I think there's some sales higher than that, is because the desirability is very high. Because if you look down here, here's the Series 1, and it's got even less rarity, but there's 18,000 is the lowest ask price. Does that make sense? So it's, for some reason, the desirability of the other one is higher. In fact, this one has way more, 750 of them, and its lowest ask is almost equal to this. And so desirability is everything. So that's what you're always gauging. That's why, you know, some people argue with Pokemon cards that the Charizard, why is it so expensive versus some of the other ones? And for some reason, it's hit high on the desirability scale. And so there are other ones that are likable and good cards that are even more rare than the shiny Charizard one, and yet that one is the one that goes for all the money. So as you're looking at NFT collectibles, you're thinking desirability and just limited nature of them. So some of the good things where there's maybe some good buys are, Sandbox, it's really hard to get in on their land sales, but you might find some good deals on the resale market. By good deals, won't be anything near as cheap as what they initially sold for. But when eventually land sells out on Sandbox, I imagine those will do really good. I can't talk to the collectibles inside that. Now, another one I've been big on is Axie Infinity. Made some phenomenal money from Axie Infinity by buying the land, and it also came with a lot of other items. Now, I haven't sold any of the Axies I have. I don't even know how to price them. I gave up playing the game because it is not my game style at all. I don't like turn-based games. In general, in investing, I'm very patient. When I play video games, I am not patient at all. So that kind of gameplay is not interesting to me at all. There's another game coming out called Ember Sword I'm really looking forward to, based on RuneScape, kind of the same kind of gameplay as that, but you should be able to invest in the land sale coming up. I've reached out to the CEO of that game and asked him to do an Ask Me Anything, come on the channel, and he's agreed to down the road as they get a little bit closer to their land sale. So that should be an interesting one to watch. Now, will it be a fantastic investment? I don't know. Am I interested in looking at it to see if I think it will be? Absolutely. Now, back when Axie Infinity, which has made me a ton, came out, there was another NFT collectible game at the same time, Gods Unchained. And I invested equal amounts in both. And Axie Infinity has gone through the roof, and Gods Unchained has done nothing yet. I mean, it did have some increases, but nothing near what Axie Infinity did. Although a lot of the items that I still hold, I'm starting to get all kinds of offers on them, which tells me a lot of momentum is heading towards that space. Now, Gods Unchained, really cool artwork, really cool cards. I just don't play that kind of game either. It's another turn-based game, so if you like board games, what is it like? It's one of those ones that you get a deck of cards and then you can play them. That's not my style either. I bought it more from a collector and investor side of things because it was one of the earliest games to come out with very high functionality. It's on the Ethereum blockchain. They have since moved it, I think, onto their own thing, but you still trade the cards through the Ethereum blockchain. And they are registered as NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain, so I like that you actually own your cards. My guess is, unless I get some really good offers on those down the road, maybe they'll make it so that you can migrate to another chain where your transaction costs are way cheaper. For the more expensive stuff, it makes sense. Like Axie Infinity, you actually do your trading on, I forget, they created the Ronin blockchain for it. And so you can sell and buy things for very cheap transaction costs, but then when you do go to extract the Ethereum from your wallet, you pay one Ethereum fee to extract it to your wallet, but then you have that Ethereum in your main MetaMask wallet or whatever. So a really cool setup. Love that overall. This, I don't know how to extract money from this. I have made a couple purchases on the resale market months and months and months ago. I haven't made any sales, so I don't know how extracting the value that you've created through this goes yet on Top Shot. I'm still just holding. I mean, I think right now NFTs are going through a wave and attention will move over, and I think attention will move over as Bitcoin takes off. And DOT is showing a breakout sign here. Cardano is showing that it might break out here, so I'm watching these. And so I'm still keeping a little bit of attention on NFTs, but I'm looking at what's next. Covered Celsius earlier, and Celsius might go for a run. CRO, or Crypto.com, their token related to their platform, also has been trading sideways for a long time. Now, I don't hold any CRO. I'm going to look at it closer because I'm looking for, when I'm taking profits, the different platforms that I want to hold, say, stable coins in, and just essentially hold them in those wallets for extra interest. So that's what I'm looking at for as I start taking profits later this year. Might be July, August, September, October, all those months, and pulling stuff out, and as well as keeping some riding, especially in altcoins during that time. My best guess is, and it's just a guess, Bitcoin might peak as early as September, maybe October, and then we'll still have some runs in altcoins with that might run for another couple months even, but then they'll generally retrace with a few altcoins popping off. That's my best guess at what will happen. We don't have a lot to go off of looking back at 2017 because only really one altcoin had a major use case going with XRP kind of having their use case being rolled out, and most of the other things were just a dream and a hope. And so now we have actual functionality coming into bear, and we have a lot of things going on, and these use cases can now be realized. People are seeing how this all comes together, so I imagine this alt season won't mirror the last alt season exactly at all. It'll rhyme in some ways, but even then it's already shaping up to be very different from the last alt season altogether. So I do want to thank each of you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the new intro. I'm playing around with some ideas here. Now, I'm not a YouTube expert. I'm not a video expert. I did open up, thanks to one of my users, a library credits account. Now, I've actually got some library credits tokens, but essentially they're a competitor to YouTube. And I've got a link down below so you can check out the channel there, because it'll actually pay you for watching videos in library credits tokens, which is really cool. And if you use that referral link, I think it gives us both some library credits tokens. But I played around with that earlier today, and one of our users brought it to my attention, so thank you for that. So I did, basically you can migrate all your YouTube videos over to there too, and so I migrated them over to there and played around with it. And it was pretty cool. I've been looking for a good competitor, and some of the ones out there like YouTube or whatever, and Rumble is okay. It just doesn't have good search functionality, so I just find Rumble for the most part unusable that way. If I'm trying to search for good content, you can subscribe to certain channels and get it. It just, honestly, YouTube has a much superior product to Rumble at present. Would love for more competitors to come out there, but right now YouTube really dominates this space for ease of use. They just do. So, I mean, they've had a huge head start, but you think some of the competitors could be a little bit better looking at what YouTube has done right. They just haven't yet. All right, guys, so good luck investing overall. I try to save a few nuggets to the very end for those of you who stick to the very end. So my thoughts overall, I am looking at Celsius token. I did make some purchases on that. I might move some more over to Cardano if it's breaking out. I just bought some more Polkadot, I think yesterday, because I could feel this breakout coming. And so, well, it had already broken out and retested. It looks like it then went higher, retested again. So it's testing this for support. And so as long as it doesn't break down from here, that's good news. And if it does, that's okay too. I'm just going to hold that Polkadot. Some of the other things I'm looking at NFTs on VV. Not so much the token is having a breakout, Ecomi is, but sometimes NFTs, you saw what those LeBron James ones did, and they did like a 500x, right? So I'm looking at VV. In fact, I want to show you. If you've stuck away all the way around to here, I want to show you what I am loving. So remember how season is important, and I own 2 of these already. So I want to share with you one of the ones that I think is the coolest that is not sold out. So I know you can just barely see that. That is the number 97 Joe Madureira Batman. And I own 2 of these, and I was actually trying to buy more. It's letting me buy more. So I'm buying another one. This is a third, because I have a feeling, and I don't know this, but I have a feeling this is going to do very well. So it's placing my order received, processing. You can see it happening right here. And when this is done, I'm going to show you the other one that is really interesting, that has a chance to do really well. In my opinion, it's the coolest Batman out there, but the supply is higher. So it hasn't sold out yet, but it is also a season 1. Boy, this is taking forever. I do think they got flooded. And so it's funny that some of these season 1s or series 1s are still available. Instantly, the higher rarities sold out, the ultra rare and the rare. But in my opinion, this uncommon one is amazing looking, and that makes a difference in the long term. And so I remember when Axie Infinity, the different land pieces were selling out. Actually, the Savannah land sold out immediately, but then you could get Arctic, you could get Forest and Mystic for a long time, for months and months and months. Those were all available that you could just buy them, and they were just sitting there. And I mean, those have, the value of those chests and what you got out of those chests has gone phenomenal. I mean, a piece of Mystic land, you paid 1 Ethereum at the time, and Ethereum was about $80. and now you can sell an Arctic piece of land for about 4.5 to 8 Ethereum for just the land. And in that box you've got all kinds of other things, and so some of the mystic items you could have got from there, some of the mystic items go for 1.5 Ethereum themselves, and then the rare and other items that you would have got with that. Okay, so it's still having trouble. It's still processing. I'm going to check on that. I don't want to hit the cancel because I want this to go through. But, no, something went wrong. Please contact support. Whatever. I want to show you the other one I find very interesting that's not sold out. Now, for some reason, this is even more expensive. But it's the number 100 Todd McFarlane Batman. And so the polygons on this and just the statue is freaking amazing. Now, unfortunately, with the common edition, there's 7,500 of them, so it doesn't have the rarity. I think the ultra rares had like 1,750 of them, so there's 4 times as many of these as the ultra rares. But I think the coolness factor is really high, and maybe the reason these sell for more, they sell for 79 gems, is probably because just how much it took to actually get the polygons and the everything right, the designing of these, and that's probably why they sell for more. Their initial ask price, anyway, for what it's selling for is more. And I have one of these, and I'm considering picking up another one. Alright guys, thanks for sticking with me all the way through here. I appreciate all of you who have subscribed to the channel, and if you haven't hit the like button already, could you do me a huge favor and hit that? Really helps my channel grow. Thanks so much guys, we will see you soon.